Hello everyone, how you doing? I hope you're all doing really well. I'm Lindsay, your host for the Heavy Metal Journal and writer for This Day in Metal, and I'm back with yet another New Metal Monday where I talk about my favourite new releases of the week, and I have 3 brand new albums that I want to talk about. But before I talk about those albums, as always, check out the description box below where you will find a Spotify playlist which will feature every single album that I talk about on my New Metal Monday videos, unless it is a Bandcamp only release, but I will get that noted if that is the case. So if you use Spotify, make sure to follow that playlist which gets updated every single Monday after this video goes live. If you don't use Spotify, don't worry about it because I will also include the band's details below, so their Bandcamp pages or their YouTube pages, just so you can find the music that I'm talking about as easily and quickly as possible. Now, I'm just going to get this out the way now because every single video at the end I ask for your own recommendations in the comment section. I've listened to Knocked Loose and I've listened to 6 Feet Under and I didn't like them. And I know that if I didn't mention it, that will be in my comment section a lot. So I'm just going to get that out the way now. Knocked Loose's music, not too bad. I didn't mind that at all. But their vocals, just not for me. I cannot get on board with the vocals, so it's a definite no for me. I did mention in one of my previous videos, I think it was my favourite albums of all time video, that I have a really hard time with the core subgenres of metal, so metalcore, deathcore, hardcore, grindcore, all of that kind of stuff. Unless it's blended in with another subgenre, then I tend to be okay. But the core elements, like the vocals, it really puts me off. And I don't know why, I can't get on board with it. So I've listened to Knocked Loose and I wasn't a fan. As for 6 Feet Under, I struggled a lot with that album. It took me about 3 attempts to listen to the whole thing. The vocals, didn't like the vocals. Musically, it did not keep me engaged. I find it really quite unremarkable. There was just nothing engaging about it whatsoever, and I wasn't a fan. No hate to those that do like 6 Feet Under and do like Knocked Loose and really enjoyed the new albums. That's totally cool. Not bashing you for that at all. It's just not for me, and I just wanted to get that out of the way before you guys started recommending them to me because no thank you. I really tried, but no thank you. Anyway, 3 brand new albums that I want to talk about this week, so let's just jump straight in. Okay, so first up on my list, I have Darkness Everywhere with To Conquer Eternal Damnation, and it's the second studio album from the US-based melodic death metal band. Now, this definitely lands on the heavier side of the melodic death metal genre. It's very riff-focused, very guitar-driven, lots and lots of really cool, frantic, yet beautifully melodic riffs, and the solos are everywhere. So if you like your melodic death metal that focuses on the frantic shreds, the epic riffage, that's really brutally heavy and fast, but really melodic at the same time, this one is definitely for you. It's a homage to that early Gothenburg style sound. So early In Flames, At the Gates, early Dark Tranquility. If that's the sound that you like, you're definitely going to want to get onto this one. Also, if you really liked the Upon Stone album that I recommended a few weeks ago now, which is in the same kind of vein, that very heavy melodic death metal that's a homage to the Gothenburg style of the 90s, definitely get onto this one. You will love this. Now, if you have followed me long enough on this channel or on my Twitter page or my Instagram page, you'll know that I love that really atmospheric symphonic side of metal with the ethereal kind of synths and the choir chants, vocalizations, things like that. I absolutely adore that. And you get that quite a lot in melodic death metal as well, but not in this album. And to be honest with you, sometimes I can do without the pomp and pageantry because as much as I love it, sometimes it can get a little bit overbearing if you listen to it over and over and over again. And sometimes you just need straight up, no nonsense riffage, and that's what you get with this album. But as well as being really guitar centered, the drums in this are insane. The blast beats just keep going on forever. And the vocal style is purely guttural. There's no clean singing in this album whatsoever. But it's the kind of guttural vocals that are discernible, and you can really hear what it is that they're saying. Again, very much like Early In Flames, At the Gates and Dark Tranquility. If that's the kind of guttural vocal style that you like, definitely get onto this. Basically, just check this one out. I really liked this one. I don't know if you can tell, but I highly recommend that album. But honestly, when I say that there's riffs and solos everywhere in this, they're everywhere and they're absolutely stunning and so crushing. I loved this. I listened to this album a fair amount of times over the weekend. Check it out. Okay, so next up on my list, I have Illusion of Fate with Portals to Kur, and it's the second studio album from the extreme metal band from the US. Now, I've seen this band labelled as a couple of different subgenres online recently, and I've given them the label extreme metal because they incorporate a lot of different elements from various different subgenres to create their sound. So you have your melodic death metal, melodic black metal, atmospheric black metal, a little bit of thrash metal, and a couple of progressive moments in there, but very, very subtly. And they have created this well-balanced, multi-dimensional sound. And it's one of those albums that every single time you listen to it, you pick up on something new. It's always got something new to offer. And it is so immersive. It's beautiful, but it's devastatingly heavy at the same time. Riffs everywhere. Blistering blast beats, really heavy, chuggy bass lines, and the vocal style is a combination of really haunting whispers from time to time, but proper death metal growls and black metal screams and shrieks, and it's just really, really well balanced. It's not chaotic, it blends so well, and it's highly addictive, and also really catchy at times too. So previously on this channel, I have recommended the likes of Torquia, Volcandra and Necrophobic. So if you like any of those albums that I've spoken about before, definitely get onto this one. This was a really, really cool album. Okay, so last up on my list, but certainly by no means least, I have Machiavellian God with Beyond the Void, and it's the second studio album from the Romanian melodic death metal band. This record is incredible. Now, I am a history nerd, so the name Machiavellian God, or, the phrase Machiavellian God really attracted me to this record, and that album artwork is absolutely stunning. So naturally, I was all over this record. Now, the record itself only has 5 tracks on it, but that first track is a sprawling 16-minute long monster. It's a cinematic monster that is just incredible. Throughout the entire record, they incorporate a lot of blackened melodic death metal and a little bit of doom in there as well, so you can expect a lot of grandiose atmosphere, opulent vocalizations, orchestrations, synthy moments, but the guitars are ridiculously heavy, the riffs and the solos just go on forever. The blast beats in this are so thunderous and they really do lead the charge, and it's a great combination between really deep, dark, demonic guttural vocals and soaring, haunting, clean vocals that really creates an atmospheric dynamic balance. This record really does take you on a cinematic journey, so if you do like all of that pomp and pageantry that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, like I do, lots of atmosphere, lots of crushing guitars, vocalizations, orchestras and synthy moments with a very, very haunting kind of edge to it, but ridiculously heavy and catchy at the same time. This one is definitely for you. Again, I spun this album so many times over the weekend, and that 16-minute long monster at the very beginning of the record, it doesn't feel like 16 minutes, and I think that's the sign of a really good record, when you listen to it seamlessly and then it's at the end before you even realise it, and then you want to listen to it again. That's exactly what that record did. So if you are a fan of last year's Fires in the Distance record, or the Solo Misery record that I recommended in my top 40 of last year, or if you're a fan of Insomnium, definitely get on to this. I cannot express enough how gorgeously heavy this record is. Absolutely loved it. And that's it for this week's New Metal Monday. Again, comment down below to let me know what your recommendations are, apart from 6 Feet Under and Knocked Loose, because I really tried with them. And let me know what you think of the records that I've recommended for this week as well. I really appreciate all of your support. It means the absolute world to me. Thank you so much, and I will see you very soon in my next video.